Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Man United Agenda. My name is DOS, and I'll be your host for today's show. On the show today, we have a very good, eclectic bunch of participants. We have, of course, our veteran, Mr. B. We have Talk MU on the show today as well. We have Munsi. I think it's your first time on the show with the United Agenda, right? Is it your first time?
Yeah, first time.
Okay. And then we also have a special guest in the building today. A former professional footballer who used to play for Peterborough United, Lincoln City. Some see him as a god as well, as we put it. Francis Green, we appreciate your presence on here. Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
No problem. Thanks for the invite. My pleasure. My pleasure.
Amazing. On the show today, what we're going to do is discuss topic transfers relating to Manchester United, the ins and the outs, and how these transfers could be adjusted to how United play. But before we do that, can you guys make sure you subscribe, you like, you comment, you follow all of our pages, and interact with us. Let us know what you want to hear, and we'll do it to you guys. Now, let's just start. Let's get straight into it. Before we go into the transfers, how do we feel Jadon Sancho, finally a Manchester United player? You know what? For me personally, I feel like I didn't get that joy that you would get from a transfer because of how long this thing has dragged. I'm going to go first to Francis, because you're an Arsenal fan.
I knew you was going to come to me.
Seeing Jadon Sancho come to Manchester United.
Yeah, I was saying to Munzi yesterday, we was on about it. I think they definitely need an out-and-out right winger. There's no doubt. However, it's still touch and go to see how good he's going to be. It's going to be a big test for him. He's now in the limelight, which he's not really in the limelight at Dortmund. He's now under pressure. So all these things could be a big factor in how successful he is at United. No doubt he's got tremendous talent. Not quite a polished diamond yet. However, he's got an opportunity to really become a superstar. That's for sure. But it's not going to be easy. You know, United, big pressure when you play for United. Probably bigger pressure than any other club in world football at times. Yeah. So we will see how he adapts to that. I'm praying that he does well. I actually know him. Met him a few times when he was 14, 15, and then when he was at City. He's a good kid, but you know, there's a lot off the field, maybe distractions that could get in the way, which I'm hoping they don't. But with a young players, that can be the reason that people don't, hit the heights that they need to. But I'm praying that he does. Even though I'm an Arsenal fan, I want to see him. I want him to excite me. That's what I want him to do.
That's amazing to hear, man. And you hit it spot on. As a former footballer, like, what goes through your mind when, let's say, you're in this big competition like the Euros, but then you're on the verge of making one of the biggest transfers of your life, going to a club like Manchester United? I mean, how do you focus, on the matter at hand, which is the Euros, when you know something like that is happening in the background?
Yeah, I think the fact that it's lingered on for so long, you're getting right, just paperwork and medicals. Southgate's not trusting him, so he's not playing. So it must be hard for him to concentrate on what's going on. He really wants this move. Obviously, he wants to come back to England, one of the biggest clubs in the world, absolute super payday, sets him up for the rest of his life. So these little things do play in your mind, especially at the age that he's at. He just wants to go out. But obviously, the fact that he's not playing for England, a lot of people are questioning why he's not playing for England, etc. Is it his persona? What is it? I think it's just because Southgate doesn't trust him as a player. But from his move, he'll just want to get the move. Dortmund, where he's at, it's a little place. It's not really popping. He wants to come back to. He's going to go to Manchester. He's a London lad, so for him, he's probably desperate to get this over the line. And I think, obviously, thankfully, it's nearly there.
Fair enough. I'm going to ask one more question just on the topic of Sancho and open up to the rest of the guys. Is Sancho coming going to be an issue for Greenwood? Because there's a lot of talk about Greenwood was playing on the right side. What's going to happen? We know that Greenwood is naturally a centre forward. Is he ready to be moved on to there? Munzi, what were you saying? What do you think on that?
I don't know. If they push him into the middle, might help with Cavani there to help him. find his feet in the middle. It's nice to have options, really, isn't it? Really, like Cavani's really the only one that will stay in the middle, but having all that option, Rashford, Greenwood, Martial, and even Dan James. But it's good to have them options, really, and of course now Sancho. I'm not sure. I wouldn't mind seeing Greenwood in the middle, but it depends if we trust him there. He does play so well out wide as well. So, but you got to think about it. Rashford's going to be going through his operation. He's going to be out for a couple of months probably. So Greenwood, Greenwood. As long as Greenwood's playing, Greenwood's got to play. I know he's a youngster, but Greenwood's got to play. And I think Sancho will start. So, it'll probably be Martial or Cavani in the middle. Hopefully Martial can find the form he had, but you never know, Martial.
Yeah. No, I get you fully. I mean, I think you hit it spot on. Rashford is not going to be available for the first couple of months. So I think that having that strength and depth, which we're finally getting, I think it's exciting, the talk that I'm hearing. Torkem, do you agree with everything Munsi just said regarding Greenwood and how he fits into the team?
Yeah, I mean, Greenwood now has to understand he's a squad player. That's just the way it is. And we can't. Ollie's not just going to go throwing him straight in the top there. You know what I mean? You're bringing in like players like Sancho and hopefully Varane and whoever else. You got Cavani on the bench, and he's not going to just put the whole world on his young shoulders because that would be unfair. Can't do that to him. Exactly. He's going to have to bleed himself into it. Whether he goes and plays on the other side, we'll have to wait and see. But we're talking about the pressure thing. I think he's at the best club to deal with the pressure because under Ollie will manage that pressure from Sancho when he arrives. He will help him adjust. It's the coaching staff now. We've got to try and get this because you watch how Sancho plays. He's full of tricks. He's full of skill and everything else. I mean, that's okay, but in the Premier League, it's there's going to be times when he's going to have time to do it. But a lot of the time, he's not going to be able to do that because they're in your face, they're up your ass, they're all over you, sniffing around you. He'll get dispossessed or etc. So I think in a coaching sense, if they distract the pressure away from him by talking about, look, just keep things simple, and it'll be fine. Just keep things simple. Use your pace. Use your dropping your shoulder. Let's say the light tricks, not the full on. Like illuminations. But I think I'm really excited about Sancho because I think he's going to give us that what we need right down on that right hand side, and also he has got a goal for it on him, hasn't he? So
exactly. I think, to be honest with you, I think it's only going to help the young players, him coming in. It's going to take weight off their shoulders. And, we've been relying on Greenwood like crazy last season. We're not going to rely on him like that. So it's going to give him space to breathe, I think, to be able to express himself and grow naturally as it would be.
But you know what? The best thing for me on that front is for Greenwood, right? He can now think striking. He's a striker. Mm-hmm. Greenwood I said it before, I'll say it again. You could put a blindfold on that kid, spin him around 3 times, put a ball at his feet and say, right, find the net. And he'll find it. Because it's instinctive. He knows where it is. So he can now go, you know what? I don't even need to stop. I can stop thinking about this playing on this right-hand side where he's losing that. For me, he's been losing that kind of instinct. Yeah, he's been losing that instinct. And now he can kind of, in training, in whatever game time that he will get game time. There's no doubt about that. It's going to come a time where Cavani might get a knock, or whatever. So he is going to have to be like 100% fit and ready to go at the moment's notice because we're going to need him. I mean, Martial's another question.
Yeah. Well, talk about Martial. Let's go to the transfers, the possible transfers that we're hearing right now. First of all, welcome, Britt, to the show.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Yes. I'm going to come to Mr. B. Mr. B, I'm going to come to you. We're hearing, I'm going to go through the ins and then we'll discuss it and I'll go through the outs. We're hearing Eduardo Camavinga. 1 year left on his contract. We're hearing this from Fabrizio Romano, as we know, which is a very reliable source. United are interested in him. This is what we're hearing right now. Do you think this is a signing that we need to go for? Do you think this is a priority player that we need in what we have right now or what we need in transfers? Or do you think we should not be looking here and we should be looking somewhere else? Mr. B? Okay, I'll go to Britt. Britt.
Not my first choice, really, to be honest.
Okay.
But I mean, it's going to be what it is, and if it's coming from Mr. Romano, then you have to think there's a bit more to it than just hearing it from some other source, friend of a cousin, of the brother who works next door, that kind of crap. But I mean, it could be good. It could be good. I don't think I'd have too much of a deal with it.
Yeah.
Unless quality sacrifices with other ends.
Well, I mean, he's one of the hottest, youngest prospects in Europe right now, especially in his position. He can play, CM. He can also play as a center defensive midfielder. Pogba even said he reminds him of himself when he's younger. I just have a feeling that he may want to go to PSG. I think from the feeling that I get. Is there anyone else on the panel here that thinks that this deal should happen, or that United should try everything that they can to get this deal done?
For me, you look at his stats. Just look at this kid's stats. I mean, like passes attempted, pass completion, pass carries, progressive carries, dribbles completed, touches, pressures, tackles. They're all up there, mate. They're really high numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, the interceptions and the blocks, clearances, aerials one are a bit low, but in an attacking sense, this kid, he looks like he wants to just grab the ball and he ain't afraid to move with it. I mean, I've never seen the kid play, for honest with you, so I can't give an opinion on him on his playing. But from his stats, I know we can't go just off that, but his stats make good reading, to be fair.
Okay, Francis, have you seen him play?
I've seen a few bits. He was linked with Arsenal at the time, not long ago. Arsenal been linked with everyone, haven't they? So, as we know. But yeah, I mean, if they can get it done, get him. Fantastic for the future. Very young, already playing men's football, which is very important for education at that age. No point in him playing under 23s, Butlins League. Doesn't make sense. So for Man United, the market's very different. You can get one superstar every so often, but you need to really stretch your scouting system. You really need to get in and dissect players, because ultimately, whoever Man United's linked with, so will PSG, Barca, Bayern, Real, maybe Man City, Liverpool, and you've got to try and get them to your club. Obviously, we know it rains a lot in Manchester, which always puts a lot of people off. But,
you know what? You're right there, mate.
If they can get him, then I think it'll be a good signing. And he's one. He's one who people say could be for the future, but he's good enough at the minute to show a few people that he probably could play 20, 25 games. I mean, he is good. He is good.
Can I just ask, what's his preferred position? This kid, is it DM? Well,
I think when I've seen him, I've probably, admittedly, only seen him probably about 5 games. Albeit one of the games he was bang average, but he can get around. And I think because he's a lot of players. He's one of those players. He's that honest in the way that he plays. You could probably say, right, I want you to do box to box, or I want you to break it down. So for me, you could probably, like say, CDM, or you could play him in a 2 and say, get up and down. Do you know what I mean? So when you're in the middle of the park, especially at that young age, I think he's got the legs to do both roles, to be honest.
Versatile.
Yeah, he seems versatile. He seems very combative as well in that middle, which I think we need right now. We don't have that. Just talking about Arsenal, you mentioned Arsenal earlier on. Another target that we've been linked with, Ruben Neves. This came from Eurosport, Dean Jones, and he said it was just an interest for Man United. I know Arsenal are interested in him as well. Do you guys think this deal can go through? I'll go to Munzi first. Do you think that this deal? Because I think Neves is a very, very good player. Do you think?
I think he's a good player, but I don't think I can't see us going to him. We like everyone's saying about this youngster. I think we need someone experienced to sit in the middle, like CDM. We're crying out for a CDM. All right, go and get get the youngster for the future, but we've got to, centre back CDM's got to be first. We've got Sancho now, so we've got to go and get them too. Really, just need a bit of experience because if I have to see McFred again, I think I'm going to cry. I'm a McTominay fan. I haven't got nothing wrong with McTominay. It's just him and Fred.
It's them two together. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, them two together.
McTominay for me is too kind of one-dimensional for me. It's not. He doesn't offer enough. He doesn't offer enough like creativity and he can carry the ball well and everything else, and he can run around. He's got a good strike on him, so if he gets up forward, against Leeds, he can wallop the ball in. But we need more. We need so much more than that. But for me, the big problem with
he reminds me of Darren Fletcher. It reminds me of Darren Fletcher. When Darren Fletcher started coming to the United team, I thought, oh no, here we go. And I used to diss him every week. And then all of a sudden, it clicked. All of a sudden, it clicked. And the same with McTominay. All of a sudden, it's clicked, and it's just, I've even got him on one of the shirts. You know what I mean? So, I do understand what McTominay's like, but yeah, I do. Just Fred, just like, oh no, please no.
Fair enough. There's a lot of engagement. Mr. B, can you go through the comments, because I would love to see. There's a lot of people that actually want to talk to us. So let's see. I'll see. Okay, Tukemu, big up, bros. Big up, Tukemu. I know you're on the show. Okay. Mr. K, hi guys. Paxton Road TV, saying hello to everyone. Mr. B, by Mr. K, keep going. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. Good evening. Keep going. So some football questions. Pressure. Try working with Lee. Yeah, that is a very good point. That's why Kane ain't going nowhere this season.
No.
I'll be hurt if you get Camavinga by Kelvin. I think a lot of people want this guy, and I think whoever gets him will be very, very lucky. Next one. Arsenal Chelsea fan TV. Neves is a good player. I take him at Chelsea even, but won't he cost you a lot? I don't know what you guys think. I don't think Neves will cost a lot of money, but I don't know why you would take him at Chelsea. I think Chelsea are really stacked in that position. Solo says, go on.
Have Wolves got a manager yet? Have Wolves got a manager yet?
No, they haven't got a manager yet. No, they're still looking, I think. If they want
to go after him now, but I just can't see it. I think they'll probably go to Arsenal.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that. Francis, this is one for you. What would you say Arsenal's top targets are this season?
We need about 8 players. So, to be honest, they need someone else in midfield. They definitely need a midfielder. They're not going to get Odegaard for the 10 creative. They're relying on ESR, but Villa are trying obviously rattle, that cage. Neves would be good, but it seems to have died down recently. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe the interest was hot, and then as soon as they start talking about their vision or what they're going to pay him, similar to the Buendia incident, he's probably trying to get his agent to get other options. So definitely need another midfielder to get alongside Partey because he's lost at times. Definitely need another creative player.
Locatelli, I heard that Locatelli. Maybe
Locatelli today, yeah. See, the thing is, when you're interested in a player, it's all right. He needs to be interested in you.
That's true.
I'm interested in Kim Kardashian, but she ain't interested in me. So it ain't happening. It ain't happening. So and Locatelli seems to be trying to explore other options. How clubs work and agents work, but also this Ben White one for Arsenal. Not sure it's 50 million. Not sure he's worth that, but he's young, he's English. It's another 10 million when you premium when you play for England. But and they need a striker. Lacazette for me. He's all right. He's an average centre forward. Aubameyang don't really click with Arteta. So you need someone else to give them a little bit of a fright. So centre mid, centre off, and a centre forward.
Okay, fair enough.
Straight down the spine.
Ings. You need to get Ings, mate. You should be getting Danny Ings.
Ings is a good signing.
Danny Ings, I remember when City were linked with him and everyone was like, what? And I was like, no, listen, he scores goals. He scores goals. He scores goals.
I would have taken Ings if we didn't have to.
He scores goals. Yeah, sure. Yeah. But it's that football snobbery,
Yeah, but that's the thing. There's no need for it, though, is it? Because at the end of the day, like you say, we all know, Danny Ings, he puts the ball in the net.
Yeah, exactly.
For Arsenal, that's what you need. You need somebody. I mean, like
Yeah.
Aubameyang, I don't know what's happened to him. Are you saying because the relationship he's got with Arteta?
I think when you speak to a lot of other people and the messages you get and the way Arteta is very arrogant.
Yeah.
He seems very, very arrogant. He seems, this is how I am. You either like it or you don't, which works with some players. But he don't work with the superstar who's on 350 grand a week. It don't work. You kind of got to treat them differently. Mourinho found that out, that players don't respond the same way as they did 10 years ago.
You see, this is the thing with that. I'll just say there, the thing with that is, as you'll know, as being an ex-footballer, you're on that kind of pedestal and on that kind of money. Privately, out of the way, you have to be like, on your knees in front of Aubameyang. You're the god.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's one of those players. Yeah.
It's true you got to do. And then in terms of like getting to understand the player about what can I say to this player in front of the rest of the team? How do I treat him in front of the rest of the team? If you strike that balance between both of them and get it right, he's going to play out of his skin all day long for you.
100%.
Exactly.
100%. Like any workplace.
Yeah.
If you feel appreciated or you feel a certain, I don't know, a certain power, then you give an extra yard. You give an extra hour at work. Exactly the same.
Exactly. Okay. I mean, we'll come back to the comments later on, just because there were some interesting comments there. Let's go to defenders that United transfers are looking at. We're hearing Rafael Varane. I mean, that's crazy. We're hearing Koundé as well, Julius Koundé. We're hearing Pau Torres, Kieran Trippier. I'm going to come to you, Brett. Like, who do you want to see out of this list of names that I mentioned come to Manchester United? Because it seems like it's not. It seems like it's not a long shot. It seems like we can get some of these deals done, especially even Varane. I'm hearing a lot of strong links to Varane. So what are you saying?
I'm Varane. Get him in. I mean, get it done right now.
He's 28 years old. 28 years old. It's going to cost about £50 million.
I have no issue with that whatsoever. Nowadays, in the modern football, the way training is with players taking better care of their body, the training is looked at to reduce injuries. He can play in that role as long as he keeps his mind and he doesn't forget how to play football. He'll be able to play for long enough, as long as we need him to, until we bring up the next crop. It'd be fine. And if he gives us that and we're able to do that transition, 50 million will look like a steal.
Yeah.
And then there's no question, like we had our issue with Maguire out. He's a leader. He knows how to lead and control and set up a back line, make sure the keeper has everything he needs to and all that, and keep the midfield compact where they need to be. And he comes with a lot of clout. He comes with a lot of respect.
Yeah.
And so they will listen to him immediately.
Yeah.
Trippier, I could go either way. I would like to bring in a right back.
Yeah.
I would like for better than Trippier, not to offend Trippier or anything.
But I think
he'd be fine.
Yeah, but I think United are investing in Wan-Bissaka. I think they want to bring someone in to challenge him, not someone that's going to take that right back position.
Yeah, and you can't bring in Trippier to sit behind Wan-Bissaka.
You don't think so?
I don't know if he would.
Okay, fair enough.
He's not going to come and sit look, you've got to make this kid work harder. It's like, I'm at the Atletico Madrid. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Right.
For me, in terms of the Varane, if we're going to talk about any of those defenders, it has to be Varane. I agree with what Blitz says. And also, it's just the case of the what's the word? Confidence that it's going to give the rest of the team, knowing that in there next to Harry Maguire.
Is there anybody though that thinks, because I can see there's a consensus that Varane is the guy that we should go for? Is there anybody that thinks, because Pau Torres, for example, 24 years old, younger, he has a 65 million euros release, so roughly around the same amount. Does anyone think Pau Torres maybe is the guy rather than Varane? What do you think, Francis?
No, you've got to go for Varane. He's the best centre half available in the world at the moment. He is a leader, but he's kind of like a silent leader. He's not the type of hustle and bustle. But obviously, with the fridge next to him, who for me does not get enough respect.
Thank you.
Away from Man United, he doesn't get enough respect. Aaron Maguire's a quality player, comes out with the ball. So him and Varane and Wan-Bissaka and Shaw, to be honest, you shouldn't really concede a goal. But, you know, for me, Trippier, he's not going to come and be number 2. He's 30 years old, and I think they're talking 40, 50 mil, which is bad business because Varane's 28, but 28 is your peak. 28 is when you know the game inside out, physically probably in your best shape. And you might get 4 years out of Varane, 5 years. Centre off, it's not an hard job, centre back. It's not an hard job. As soon as you read the game, you know where the ball bounces. So Varane's a must. Varane is a must.
I want to add to that because with Varane, it's like it inflates that back line, right? And you can right in there behind you, and you then whatever position you're in the midfield, right, where your responsibility is, you can feel their presence. You feel that presence right behind you. You feel it. That is a big thing. That pushes us right up. It saves us like 2 seasons of bringing in somebody who like Torres, like Koundé, who might need a bit of time. No, Rafael Varane is just going to go slot straight into that system. He's going to slot straight into that to and he's going to be. He's not because one thing's for certain, Varane is not going to be under any real pressure at United. It's going from Real Madrid to Man United. So in my opinion, they're similar. It's a similar kind of vibe. So why would he? He's going to come there full of confidence that he can actually bring something to the party. That's what we need.
Exactly. We need players like that for sure. You know, players that can come in and bring that experience that they have. So, so that was great to talk about all the ins. We're going to quickly talk about the outs.
Phil Jones.
A lot of outs that.
Don't ask Munzi. He's to everyone.
Everyone you said. So, like, you know, I'll talk about Jesse Lingard first. Jesse Lingard, you know, had a great end of the season to West Ham. Right now, he said it's going to be either West Ham or Manchester United, no other club. That's basically what he wants. He's 28 years old, coming to the peak. He's not young anymore. He's coming to the peak. Like, should we keep him? Should we sell him? Just quickly. Like, let's go to Brett quickly. Should we keep him? Should we sell him?
If you can get interest in him, sell him.
Okay. Torkemu, what are you saying?
Yeah, he's had his chance. He's had his time. He's moved on to West Ham. He's shining there. Don't put yourself back into the oven, mate, because you can't handle it. Simple.
Right. Francis?
Yeah. I mean, I rate him. When he went to where it's just the same old feeling loved again. Moyes put his arm around him, told him you're very good, and he's a very, very good player. But I think he was doing that for Man United. He had that spell where he wasn't doing it. He's gone somewhere else and done it. If he does stay at Man United, he's not going to get the same opportunities. Yeah. The way Man United played when he was on fire, don't kind of play that way no more at the moment. They don't play that very attacking, free flow, third man running. So for me, when I look at the reports, I actually find it a bit strange why you would want to sign a new deal at Man United. I don't get that. I don't get it. He can go there and money. He's probably going to get less money at Man United than he is West Ham because they really, really want him. So for me, it's a no-brainer from him. But you know, football is very complicated, especially if you've got the wrong agent. I don't know who his agent is.
Isn't his agent same as Pogba's? I swear his agent is the same.
Well, I know Mino. I've had to deal with Mino Raiola before.
Okay.
Not very pleasant chap. It was not a nice experience. So that's probably why he's going to try and stay at Man United because he pulls the pants down of every club he ever works with. Mino Raiola.
Very true. Okay, and you know what? We can use Jesse Lingard as maybe a Rice replacement because we were hearing a Rice. So I mean,
I've got to bring this up now. I don't see what anyone sees in Rice.
You know what? I'm with you 100%. I'm with you.
I might be looking at because I'm very forward thinking.
I think it's that British gas, you know, where they.
I can't see what he does that a basic championship holding midfielder doesn't do. Someone, and I've been asking on Twitter, I've been asking everyone, please someone tell me something what he does. So I'd be interested if anyone else understands what he does, what the hype is.
I don't see it. I
don't get it.
Okay.
So you would hope to see for Declan Rice as a number 6. That's what we need. That's the position. We all understand how the position works, you know. So, and for me, I see signs of that and good things in him that he could do that role well. It's just a case of what would his instructions be from the coaching staff? Where would he fit in?
I mean, would he do any better than McTominay does for you?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so. You know.
McTominay. Listen, McTominay, because of his attacking natural ability, his natural ability is attacking football because he was a striker. He plays as a striker.
Yeah,
that is you can't erase that. If you're a defensive-minded player, especially nearer the back, the nearer the goalkeeper, the better. So for me, I think that's why he would. Again, I stress that it must be with the right information coming from the coaches of what his role will be. It would have to be very specific because he can't. He's not going to be any kind of player that's going to be like, you know, we don't want him like floating up and turning up in like near the area. He's got to control when it comes to. For him, and there's 2 behind him, when Luke Shaw and Trippier or Wan-Bissaka, whoever, is floating up when we're really pressing, he's got to have discipline and be the recycler, the outball, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You know, protect from counter attacks and stuff like that. Also, he has got a pass on him. I think we can agree. He's got a pass on him.
Good point. It is a good point. Normally, when if you're attacking minded, you tend to kind of not concentrate on defensive. Where Declan Rice, he gets a nosebleed if he goes over the halfway line. So he's, it's a great point. It's a very good point.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I mean, let's move on to one matter. In or out, quickly, in or out. What are you saying, Munzi?
I think out. I think he's come to a stage where he ain't going to get many games. If you get another CDM in there, a new signing, he ain't going to. You know, they say, "Oh yeah, keep him on," but you know, I think last year should have been his last year, maybe out. I think to be fair, I think there's a few that need to go out. To be fair, and I'll even take them to their new clubs.
What are you saying? What are you saying, Britt? In or out?
Out. His time is done. Had a great career.
I agree with you. Talk MU?
Yeah, same. I love the guy. He's been brilliant for us, but I think, you know, let's let him go. Let him go and do another adventure.
Fair enough. We'll talk about one more person. I'll come to you, Francis. Donny van der Beek hasn't had the chance last year, as you see. Do you think Man United should invest in him and really give him that opportunity, or do you think Man United should sell him?
Well, it's a strange one, really, isn't it? I don't know the ins and outs of why he's not been given an opportunity. When he has played, I don't think he's been great. And if you're not in the team or you're not a manager's, favorite or one of the first on the team sheet, you've got to be exceptional when you get in the team. It's a strange one. It really is. I think somehow they've got to play the way that he's used to playing, but they're not going to do that. He's not that type of player where you build a team around him. And it probably leads back to that again. He doesn't feel the manager likes him. He doesn't get enough game time. And when he does play, he's forever thinking, I'm going to get dropped the next game. So you never really get the best out of him. So selling him for from his point of view would be great. But I'm not sure Man United would sell him. I think they know that he's quality, so they'll keep him around, I think, at the moment.
Fair enough.
I think there's one thing that we have to keep in mind here, folks, right, is the Pogba situation. Pogba situation is key, in my opinion, to what happens in our midfield. Because, like we've already discussed it, we know all our opinions about people think he should stay. My opinion, I think it's time for us to move him on. We've got to go forward. We've got to keep going forward in this game, especially like a club like United. Even clubs like Arsenal, you can't stand still trying to convince players, trying to barter, this much, no. Okay, well, what about this? No, I want this. But if you don't want to play for us, because you like playing for us, Go and get another club. Like I said before, you've got to want to play for that club. You've got to have it in your heart. When you put that top on, you've got to be full of excitement. You've got a lot of fizzy legs, and you're ready. You're roaring to go. You want to get out there and prove a point. If you ain't got that in your heart, don't bother.
Yeah.
So
what are your thoughts, by the way, as a non-Man United fan, and at times, by the way, a non-Pogba fan, what I'm asking you a question now. Sorry, but what do you think about Pogba? What do you think about Pogba?
Oh, we had big discussions around Pogba.
Yeah.
For me, my biggest issue with Pogba is consistency. We know the qualities he has. You can see the qualities he has, but I just don't see it in Man United. I don't see it in a Man United top. What I do is I see it when he goes to France, and I'm kind of tired of that now. I'm tired of that, and I keep hearing every summer he may go Real Madrid. He may go this. I would dream is to play for Real Madrid. So my thing is, if that's what you feel, push him on. Let's get someone else to replace him. Whereas there's other people like Mr. B, like Solo, who are like, we have to keep him at all costs.
No.
No matter how much we pay him, blah, blah, this. And for me, it's like, no, we're Man United. Man United is bigger than the player. That's how I feel.
Yes.
Well, I don't think he's not. Well, I would say, is he good enough? Yeah. He's not consistent enough for a Man United.
100%.
That's the difference.
100%.
And that's why he's not world class. I argue with people all the time. He's not world class.
Do you know what, as well? Can I just say as well?
You hear that, Big Phil? You hear that? Anyway.
I've ruffled a few feathers now, haven't I?
Thank you.
You're coming back now.
You made that
I'm bad.
Paul Pogba is not. He's not. In my opinion, I've said it before. I'll say it again. He's not. He's just not suited to the Premier League. Playing in a 2 in a Premier League is not Paul Pogba's strength. So the left of a 3, left of a 4, whatever you're going to play him in a 3 or a 4. This conversation's been had by better people than me.
We won't get into that now. We won't get into that now.
Yeah.
That's
my reasons. That's my reasons.
No, that's perfect. Let's finish up by looking at the comments, reading up the comments. Pogba not world class? ? Well, everyone has their own opinion. Yes, Big Phil, we do. Big up Big Phil though. Big up Big Phil. Comment. Mata's legs are gone. Indeed. That's why I think he could be a really ambassador. Say that again.
He needs to follow his legs.
Yeah.
So he's got to follow them.
Renee, time for him to move on. I'm assuming she's talking about Mata. Big Phil, Lingard is dead food. I disagree. Renee, sell Lingard. Okay. Yes. Renee again, sell Martial as well. Ooh. No, I don't agree with that one. So we need depth. We need depth in the team. Man United don't need Declan Rice and prefer Bissouma and Ndidi. That's a good shout. Rice is a voice on the pitch, a great ball winner, tackler. Chelsea fan will understand more, in my opinion, because of seeing Mount week in, week out.
Can't have Rice. If we have Rice at our club, oh God, please help.
Okay, next one.
I agree.
Please help us. We might as well keep Fred.
Fair enough. Big Phil, Harry, Whirlpool, Fridge, Maguire, and Raphael Ninja Turtle Varane will be solid next season. I agree. If he comes, I'm all for it. Next one.
Where's Phil Jones going to go?
Whatever he's doing right now, just keep on doing that. That's what he's doing today. 10 years.
Is he still at United? Is he still there?
Yeah.
Wow, I forgot about him. He was the best centre off in the world, wasn't he, at one stage?
He's about to get his testimonial. Like 10 years.
Wow.
Crazy.
Somebody forgot to switch the tap off, The tap's been leaking for 10 years.
Yo, he's happy.
That's what that leak is. You know what? That leak at Old Trafford Railway end, right? You know what that is, don't you? That's Phil Jones's wages, mate.
Crazy.
Away.
Let's go to the next comment.
That's the rest of them. Gone through. Gone through.
Well, there you go. That's the show that we have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for engaging with us as well. And I really want to say a special thank you to the special guests on the show today as well. Thank you, Francis, for joining us.
My pleasure.
More of you. Really, really would love to see more of you on this show. If you guys have any ideas that you want us to talk about, to discuss about, to really share with you guys, let us know. We're really here. We're really listening to you guys. Make sure, again, subscribe, like, follow all of our pages. And if you guys want to follow the participants on the show right now, where can they find you? So, Francis, where can they find you?
FFTV on YouTube. Fairly new channel, probably about 6 months. So yeah, decent. And I'm on Twitter, Franny Green 6. Just gone back on Twitter as well after a few years off it. So yeah, that's where you can catch me.
Guys, make sure you go follow him. Britt, where can they find you?
Britt1502 on Twitter. Any form of social media that I'm on, that's my handle. Keep it easy. You'll find me here on the United Agenda, S. Featley TV. I'm there. You'll find me on Rich Sports sometimes. And yeah, that's about it.
Thank you. Munzi, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Finally Munzi. You can find me on this show. Also on Big Up to Red United TV.
Big up.
Yeah, I'm on there on Monday as well. I think I'm on here tomorrow as well. Yeah, so that's about it.
Great. And Talk MU, how about you, lastly?
Yeah, you know what? I find me, guys. I'm always hanging around Big Mo's Pizzeria, near the fridge, you know, tucking and diving, bobbing and weaving. Okay.
Amazing. Well, there you have it. Thank you so much.
I'll tell you where I'm at. No, find me on Twitter at iTalkMU. You'll find me on here, Man United Agenda. I've just subscribed to FFTV. Yeah, I'll do for now.
Amazing. Well, there you go. Thank you so much, guys. And we're going to see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Take care.